pure Coys, singing from the stands. Pure Coys, everybody raise your hands. Pure Coys, pure Coys. Mabs, Crooks, Archibald,
Yes, good morning all. The kettle's on, the toast is popping, and we are diving into all things Spurs. This is breakfast with Pure Coys. Let's ease into the day the Tottenham way, and let's dive into it, guys. Before I start, please do me an absolute solid, and please like and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That would be much appreciated. I am chasing down 850. If I could get there today, I would be absolutely chuffed to bits. Well, guys, it is Wednesday morning. I did say I was going to come on every Wednesday. So I've got to keep to that. Next Wednesday, I'm actually away. So I will be on next Monday instead. Let's go to the chat. Let's say hello to people. Good morning, Mark. How you doing, buddy? Morning, Nige. Who's for I would love a fry up right now. Spoons. Wetherspoons fry ups. Let me know, guys. Are they the best? I love them. They're cheap, cheerful, happy days. You can't go wrong with a Wetherspoons fry up. Though other establishments, of course, are available. Big up, Jun. Yes, Nige. Yes, mate. Big up, son. Good morning. How you doing, mate? If you want to come on, let me know, and I will send you an invite, buddy. And yeah, we need to get together today as well. We need to get together. 8 a.m. Perfect for coffee. Well, I've got a cup of tea. I don't drink coffee at home, which is really weird because I love coffee, but I don't drink it at home. When I'm home, it's always a cup of nice English tea in my Antigua mug, which my son got me. So, guys, let's get into it. Let's get into it early doors because there is stuff maybe breaking today. I don't know. It could be rubbish, but I have seen a few things that I think need to be brought up, and I'm going to bring them up. So, the first one is this, and it is regarding, of course, Wharton, and it says Tottenham Hotspur do hold a significant interest in Crystal Palace midfielder Adam Wharton during the summer window. However, here we go. As things stand, the move is not in a position to be able to progress between the clubs. In other words, is not happening yet. Let me know what you think about that, guys. Is it just guesswork? You know, everyone knows we're interested in him. It's a pretty safe bet to say nothing's happening yet, isn't it? But yeah, we will see. We will see. Good morning, Matt. Hope you're well, buddy. Thank you so much for coming on last night. Top man always speaks so well about Tottenham and looks a lot younger than me, which is depressing because I think we're the same age. And what else have we got? This is the one that actually got me the most excited this morning. This has come out from Fabrizio Romano via Threads, and it says, keep an eye on a midfielder, possibly next signing for Tottenham Hotspur now. And it has Morgan Gibbs-White blurred out. Now, how new this is, I don't know, but Last Word on Spurs have put this on Twitter this morning. So maybe things are going to happen today. I hope so, guys, because I really want Morgan Gibbs-White. Is this just me dreaming? I don't know, but maybe something's happening. Charlie, Wharton would be quality if we got him. Give Levy a statue at this rate. Well, you know, let's not get too excited, son. Let's see what else he does. At the moment, currently as it stands, the window, guys, let me know in the chat, what would you rate this window? Because currently, as it stands, I would say this is a 5 out of 10 window, just with what we've done so far. Danzo and Tao kind of knew they're probably coming. I know Danzo definitely. Tao, I think a lot of us thought we'd probably sign him because he's a Spurs signing. Takai, I know absolutely nothing about. I'm not going to pretend that I watch a lot of Japanese football. Um, Looks good in the show reel, but then let's be honest, I think we'd all look good in the show reel. So let's see what he does when he gets out. It'll be interesting to see whether Spurs loan him out. And then of course Kudus, which is the one for me that puts him to a 5, puts the transfer window to a 5. Currently, obviously, if we were to sign Morgan Gibbs-White, that goes straight up to a 7.5 for me. And then let's see what else we do. Spotlight on Spurs, Luke. Morning, Nice. Big up, chat. Hope everyone is well. Big up, buddy. Hope you're well. And yeah, I look forward to our show later. And yeah, I got prepared for that. So as soon as I come off here, I'm going to be preparing for a recorded show with Luke. So it should be a good one. Charlie saying 6 out of 10. Gibbs-White being stored. F's a bit. Yeah, it does. I've just got a feeling something's going to happen today. I really have. I've got a feeling that something's going to happen. Whether it's going to be good or bad, I don't know. But listen, Morgan Gibbs-White wants to come to Tottenham. Tottenham want Morgan Gibbs-White. We've got the release clause. We've sorted that. So I don't see an issue. I don't want to go on about it too much because it's old news, isn't it, really? But listen, let's see what happens. Cheers, buddy. Charlie said, I'll jump on in 15, Dad. Okay, hopefully I'll still be going to fit. No, I will be still going. I'm probably going to go for about 45, 50 minutes today. So, yeah, that will be good. I will send the invite in a bit, son. But let's get into what else I think we may possibly do this window, guys, and help me out in the chat. Let me know what you think. So, Spurs' pursuit of a number 6, obviously linked with Wharton heavily, but from what I've read today, neither team are in a position to get the deal done currently. Obviously, Crystal Palace are going to want upwards of 80 million. People talking about 100 million. I'd be surprised if it's that much, but I think it will be 80 million pound plus if we want him. And this is a real test to see how much money Spurs actually have and how serious we are as a club. If we have that investment, then what's stopping us from going for the likes of Wharton and spending 80 million, spending 60 million on Morgan Gibbs-White, spending another 50 million on Anthony Robinson, and going from there? Yes, I am in Dream World because I am excited to see what Spurs can do this summer. This is the most excited I've been about Tottenham for a long time. And I don't know whether that's because last season was so bloody hard to sit through. And anyone who started a YouTube channel at the same time as me, and I know Luke probably started it a bit after me, but last season was tough, wasn't it? Last season was tough because all you want to be is positive. It's really hard when we're losing every week. Luke did really well, being a lot more positive than me. And obviously it ended brilliantly, but I am super positive about this season. I am fully franking. I am fully on the Frank train, and I'm enjoying the links we're getting. Hopefully we can get a couple more players over the line in the next week or so. That would be fantastic. But we'll see what happens. Let's bring some more chat up. Might be the rare person here, but I'm becoming less optimistic. Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? I kind of agree. I think it will get done, but there is a piece of me just at the back of the head. It is saying this is Spurs, and you know, we never seem to get lucky with things. There's something I brought up on the show last night, and I'm going to read it out again now because I found it interesting and just typically true for Tottenham. Let's bring it up. And this is what was said by somebody on Twitter. I'll call him out. He was the original Hotspur podcast. I think that's what it is. Big up to you, my friend. This is what he said. The Gibbs-White situation is another completely unique thing I've never heard of before. Add to it Lasagna Gate, Champions League demotion due to Chelsea winning, kicked out of the Conference League for having COVID, Mendes goal, Mora handball, etc., etc., etc. Only happens to Spurs. And it kind of does. You add to that the Dyer handball, which he did against Newcastle when he had his back to it and his arm went up. That was never a penalty at the time, but they changed the rules to make that a penalty. Yeah, It kind of happens to Spurs, so it wouldn't surprise me if this deal didn't go through, but I am still confident. As long as Morgan Gibbs-White still wants to come to Spurs, he may have to push this deal through a little bit. He may have to push it through. Let's be honest, guys. I think if Morgan Gibbs-White continues to turn up to training and play the good guy and play the, yeah, I'm going to do whatever I can for Forest because they've been great to me, which is fantastic, by the way. I love the attitude. But if he keeps doing that, then Forest have got every right to say, no, he's not going. He's at some point, Morgan Gibbs-White is going to have to kick up a fuss and say, I want to leave. If he wants to leave and he wants to join Spurs, he will have to kick up a fuss and say, and listen, for me, it's all on Morgan Gibbs-White now. If the clubs can't agree, it's going to be up to him to push it a little bit. Let's see what he does. Let's see what he does. I hope he joins because I love Morgan Gibbs-White. I am with Brian Daigle on that train. We are right at the front, the Morgan Gibbs-White train, and I am fully aboard. So hopefully, Gaza saying Spurs have made an approach to sign Harvey Elliott. Have they? Have they? Where did you hear this from, Gaza? I like Harvey Elliott. I want him as well as Morgan Gibbs-White, but I'm greedy. But I really like Harvey Elliott. My issue with Harvey Elliott, I think Harvey Elliott and Morgan Gibbs-White are different kind of players. I think Morgan Gibbs-White is a bit more grab the grit. I know, yeah, actually, I think Harvey Elliott does it as well, but he's maybe a smaller, more diminutive, a bit more sexy on the eye. You know, he's a great passer, nice left foot, can spray balls around. I think Morgan Gibbs-White is more of a grab him by the throat, let's go, I'm going to pull this team through kind of player. I'd love both of them, but let's see what happens. I wouldn't be disappointed if we signed Harvey Elliott instead of Morgan Gibbs-White. Well, I would be disappointed, but it wouldn't be like, I would be gutted that we missed out on Morgan Gibbs-White, but happy that we've signed Harvey Elliott. But let's see what happens, guys. Things have got to start heating up again soon, haven't they? I've missed a chat there. This is really Spurs. We're the only club in the world this happens to when we trigger a damn release clause. I know, it's so frustrating, isn't it? So frustrating. I've watched football over 2 decades and I've never seen this happen. No, nor have I. I mean, Chelsea had a thing with Crystal Palace, didn't they? Over Elise. Wasn't quite the same, no. Similar, but not the same. So I don't see this being an issue. Absolutely. Big up Henry. Free Morgan Gibbs-White. Absolutely. Let's free him. Big up Corey. Hope you're well, buddy. I will see you Saturday at Sava's Barbecue. Retro Collector 82 is not bad luck. It's poor, flaky, weak dealings and half-hearted approaches to deals. Quite possibly, I'd quite possibly back you up a lot of the time now. But I think it seems we actually don't know what's going on, really, do we? We report it, we talk about it, we act like we know, but let's be honest, none of us know actually what's going on at Tottenham and between Tottenham and Forest. We think they've got the release fee, but there's all these intricacies, aren't they, with release fees? There's extra things that are added to it, and I heard someone say, I think it was on Die Hards, I think it was EMF actually saying that it may be a case that we got the release fee, but in the release fee, it stipulates that we have to pay the money totally up front. And if that's the case, Spurs have to pay the money up front. If there's nothing in there and it's just a £60 million release clause, then the clubs will have to argue about how the money's getting paid. And that maybe is where it's at. I don't know. I hear that Spurs are willing to pay a little bit more to get the deal done. Forest digging their heels in. I think it's going to happen today. I am going to stick my neck on the line after what I've read this morning about Fabrizio Romano in a thread. This is, again, in a thread, so how true it is, I don't know. Saying that expect Spurs to sign a midfielder today. I am thinking, and of course, having Morgan Gibbs-White picture blurred out, I'm thinking it's going to happen today. Something's going to happen anyway. And I think it's going to be for the good of Spurs. I think maybe it will finally get resolved and a medical will be booked and we can all look forward to Morgan Gibbs-White in a Spurs shirt. But let's see. And absolutely, Corey, Morgan Gibbs-White and Harvey, what a midfield that would be. I mean, that's scary, isn't it? You got the likes. If we were to have Morgan Gibbs-White, Harvey Elliott, and whoever, Madison, Bergval, Kulusevski. What a midfield, or number 6 that we buy. Suddenly you're looking and you're thinking, okay, okay, we could maybe do something. I think we get ahead of ourselves a little bit, don't we? We get excited. We sign a couple of players and we're just like, oh wow, this is it. We're going to win the league. We're going to get in the top 4. I think we have to be realistic. We finished 17th last season. 17th. It's pretty awful. But there is no reason under Frank, and with these new signings coming in, hopefully a lot more to come, that we can really challenge, maybe not the top 4, but be the best of the rest. And that's what that's what I'd expect Tottenham to be next season, the best of the rest. But at the same time, let's not put too much pressure on Frank. I think the more big signings we make, the more pressure will go on him. And as good as I think he is, we have to remember he hasn't managed a top team before. And I'm not saying, yeah, Tottenham are this top team, but we are a big club. Regardless of what anyone says, we are a big club. So let's give Frank some time. It may not happen straight away. He's renowned for starting slowly. So let's see what he does, guys. Let's see what else we have going on. Before I do that, Paul Watkins, morning, mate. Do you believe this is delaying other transfers? You'd hope not, wouldn't you? You would hope not. You would hope Spurs have all their ducks in the line and would be like, okay, we're going for him, but also we got him. You wouldn't have thought so, but you never know. Obviously, last week was crazy exciting, wasn't it? The end of the week, Kudus, Morgan Gibbs-White, all the news about possible takeover, stadium naming rights, all this investment coming in. Spurs suddenly spending money, a third signing on the way, they were saying, after Morgan Gibbs-White, and suddenly everything stopped. We've heard nothing about the possible naming rights deal. That's gone totally dead. Obviously, Morgan Gibbs-White is stalled. We're still waiting on that, and nothing else seems to be happening. So you would hope not, but this is Tottenham. This is Tottenham. Corey saying, let's get Morgan Gibbs-White, Harvey and Adam, and we have the future of English football. That would be nice. Yeah, I'm not going to say what about Maddison, 'cause I do love Maddison, but listen, if we had those 3 players, let them all fight it out for the place. And it's an exciting thought. I'm not sure whether they'd all play in the same team. Yeah, they probably would. I think, Adam Wharton as your architectural number 6, really good on the ball, good on the half turn, doesn't like getting the ball in tight positions, good passing array, can drive with it as well. Harvey Elliott, great passer, very elegant on the ball, lovely left foot, scores, sets up. And for me, Morgan Gibbs-White is your perfect midfielder, does everything brilliantly. And yeah, those 3 in midfield, I would absolutely love. It would be dream world, I think, for most Tottenham fans. Then we'd only have to sort out a really good attacker. And I have said, and I'm going to probably get clipped for this, probably already have. I have said that I do think, and let me know what you think in chat, guys, that Solanke will hit 20 Premier League goals this season. Let me know what you think about that. Do you think Solanke will hit 20 Premier League goals with the fact that he's not going to have to drop so deep and get involved in so much of the play? Hopefully now Solanke can just stay in and around that box and score goals. That's what he's there for. That's what we're paying for. Over the years, Tottenham have had brilliant strikers, absolutely brilliant strikers. And I think Solanke could do it. Listen, he's no Teddy Sheringham, is he? Let's be honest. But he is decent. He is decent. And I think give him the chances and he will score. It's like that film, isn't it? What's the film called? Oh, the one with Kevin Costner when he says he has to build a baseball pitch on his field. Build it and they will come. Something like that. But yeah. Okay. So Paul Watkins saying, question, nice. James McAtee and Jack Grealish. Where do you think they will end up? Oh, this is a good one. I'm just going to send my son the link just to be good to get my son on. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me 2 minutes, and I will send Charlie the link. So, copy. Done that. This is where I end the stream by pressing the wrong button. So, let's just go on to email. Guys, I'm sorry, I'll be with you in 2 secs. As for Jack Grealish, I still hope he will end up at Tottenham. I'm just dreaming. I think he could end up at Tottenham. I really do. But I think it would be a loan. Guys, where do you think Jack Grealish will end up? Just on the off chance, where do you think he ends up? Do you think we've got a chance of getting him? Do you think it's more likely going to be a team? Right, I've sent it, mate. I've sent it. Field of Dreams, that's the one. So yeah, let's go back to the chat. James McAtee and Jack Grealish. I think McAtee could end up at Forest when we get Morgan Gibbs-White, and I think McAtee's a really good player, by the way. Grealish, I don't know. I would love him at Spurs. I don't think. We'll see, Corey. We'll have a little bet about it at the weekend. Yeah, 20 may be pushing it. You're right. I think Grealish will end up at somewhere like a. Wouldn't surprise me if he went back to Villa. I think he may go to an up-and-coming side. I think Sunderland to do a bit. They bought a couple of wingers, so maybe not Sunderland. Maybe an Everton or someone like that. I don't know. Jack Grealish is still a top player. I'd love him at Tottenham, but we will see. Guys, have you got your coffee? Have you got your tea? What are you drinking? Let me know in the chat. What did you have for breakfast this morning? June is saying right now the front three is Kudus, Solanke, Johnson with Madders and Morgan Gibbs-White, fingers crossed behind. Other than Madders and Morgan Gibbs-White, the creativity is not exactly there from our wingers. Well, I kind of disagree. The fact, well, Kudus is going to be a massive improvement on our creativity, isn't he? You know, he's a top player. He's a top player. I'm going to have to put my earphones on if Charlie's coming on. Yeah, I think Kudus, just imagine Kudus on the right, Morgan Gibbs-White in 10 and Maddison just off the left. That is a 3 behind the striker to scare anyone. Morgan Gibbs-White and Maddison could interchange. And in fact, all 3 of them could interchange because Kudus can play in the middle and on the left too. It is a 3 behind the attack that could just literally bamboozle teams. I love that thought. Let me know, guys. What do you think about that? Maddison, Morgan Gibbs-White and Kudus as a 3 behind the front man. Because I actually think that Tottenham are going to play slightly different. Well, obviously, we're going to be playing slightly different. It's not Angeball. But I think we're going to be playing different in the fact that I think we might play quite narrow. And I think the fullbacks are going to be the ones bombing on. I think the likes of Kudus will be cutting in. And whoever's playing on the left, whether that be a Maddison, whether that be a Tell, whether that be a Sonny, if he's still here, I think it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be an interesting one. Let's add to that.
Morning everyone in the chat. Good morning, Dad. How you doing?
Big up, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. You know, you're lucky you got me awake. To be fair,
I know. I didn't expect it.
Yeah, no.
You worked, didn't you? What time did you get home from work?
No, I didn't work last night, but I went out. So
okay.
I had my little drinking night out yesterday. So on a Tuesday night, because I'm a student, so everyone you're used to that. Anyway, sorry, I don't mean to piss in your bucket as soon as I get in.
That's all right. That's all right. It's not a problem. Right. June is saying I'd take Grealish proper. Yeah, I'd take Grealish. Would you take Grealish, Junk?
It depends how much we pay for him. I've told you my feelings on Grealish, and you don't agree with it. I think he's a little bit overhyped now, and he's a one-trick pony. And if you gave me the option between playing Kudus and playing Grealish, I'd play Kudus every single time over him. I'm sorry, I do like Grealish. I think he's got a bit about him, but I don't think he even fits in our style as well. He's too pragmatic now. Pep's made them too pragmatic.
They're playing different positions, though, don't they? You know, Kudus is right. Grealish would be left. I think we could get him on loan. I don't think it's going to happen anyway. So, but I would like him just because he's cool. He's got big calves. You know, calves. It's always good to have big calves. Calves are die for. Yeah, we're just jealous, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. But yeah,
I think we could put both of our calves together, and he still wouldn't be maybe half of his.
What a chance! 4 of our calves together, just about. I reckon. Lucky bastard.
Says somewhere like Bournemouth or Brighton for me. Possibly Brighton. I could see Grealish at Brighton. Good nightlife there as well. Corey saying CSN will give Forrest Johnson back. I don't want Johnson to go.
No, yeah, we don't. I don't want to give Johnson back.
I love Johnson. You know, he's crap, but that little smile when he scores, I love it. Oh dear, he gets goals, mate, doesn't he? And it depends what you want, because go on.
I was saying this to my mate yesterday, having a discussion about Johnson, and I said he might not every game you might not know he's playing just by the way he like plays and the way he doesn't take on his man, he doesn't get off your feet. But you look at the end of the game and he scored nearly every game. His goal to game ratio is second to none for a winger, and you can't fault that. At the end of the day, the biggest goal of his life, he turned up and he scored in the Europa League final. And I will never, ever thank him enough for that. I don't think any of us will. We'll always have a special place in our heart for Brennan Johnson because he just gets goals. He might play terrible most games, but he will always score because he's got such good positioning. And you need players like that.
Yeah, he will forever go down in history. I can remember the '84 UEFA Cup final at White Hart Lane. Graham Roberts coming up late on with the equaliser, and he will go down in folklore for that goal alone. Obviously the tackle on Charlie Nicholas as well. Jonathan Woodgate. What we have scored some absolutely shocking winners in cup finals, haven't we? What would you say was the worst ever goal in a cup final Spurs have scored? I mean, we had the '91 cup final when Des Walker own goal, which was the winner. We had, obviously, the 2008 Jonathan Woodgate punched onto his head. The Johnson, did he touch it? Did he not touch it? I'm trying to think of the other cups that we won. Alan Nilsson, scrappy as anything. 1999 when we won the League Cup, Everson crossing the last minute. Like, Nilsson with a diving header from 6 inches out. Scrappy as anything. All of our goals we score in cup final for winners are scrappy. Glenn Hoddle, 82 cup final penalty.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, apart from Ricky Villa, of course, which was absolutely beautiful. But let's get back into it. Evening, Aussie Frank Clever. Morning to us.
It's all right, Dad.
That's all right. Richie. If Richie goes, I would go for Ollie Watkins. What do you think of that? That's not a bad shout.
Richie, I think needs to go. Personally, if we sell him and then Watkins would be a bit of a struggle because I feel like Villa are the type of club who wouldn't really. Yeah, June's probably right. It was more of an own goal. I like to think it was a Johnson goal. Everyone likes to think, but when you watch it back, you're a bit like, I don't even think he touched it. Yeah. Just there. But I don't think if we went for Watkins, I don't think the sell price would be worth it. They'd sell him for probably 60, 70 million, maybe more, and he's 30.
How old is he? Is he 30 now, is he? I'm thinking 29, 30.
He was 29. He was 29 this season. He might be 30 now. I can't remember. He's old. He's not young at all. And you'd get probably a couple of years out of him. Wouldn't be worth it, in my opinion. And I don't think Watkins is, again, sort of a player that gets you off your seat and is technically an incredible player. He just scores goals. He's a poacher. He's a finisher. I don't really think he'd work in our team. So I don't really think it'd be worth it.
I like Watkins, but I don't think he's any better than Solanke. I think if we're going to go for someone, we need to either go really big and go for like a top striker. There's not many about, is there? But Corey Boy saying, I want a team on the pitch, not 10 passengers and only one that taps in a goal. Yeah, I get it. Johnson doesn't do too much, but
No, he doesn't. He doesn't do anything.
it's hard to argue with. But I don't think Johnson's going to be playing as a right-sided player this year anyway. I see him as maybe a support striker.
Yeah, second striker. Yeah.
Yeah, depends on how we play. And you got to remember, if we sign Morgan Gibbs-White and Johnson have that.
Oh, if we sign Wharton as well, I'll be so happy. Everyone is on the cusp of one of our best signings in so long because everyone knows how good he is. Carries that Forest team on his back.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. But Paul Watkins, Frank likes Johnson. I think he plays behind Dom. Yes, exactly. Great minds think alike. I think that as well. The 94 Woodgate was yeah, but it was pretty special.
It doesn't matter though, does it? Those are the goals which win your games.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how they go in. Luke Shaw and goal, possibly. I tell you what, I watched that goal 100 times, and every time I watch it, I'm like, is it Onana? Is it Luke Shaw? Is it Johnson? Could be all three of them.
Different view on it every time. It was exactly the same.
I think it was just the Spurs fans just sucking the ball in the net, personally.
It was weird when that goal went in. When you were watching the game, Dan, when the goal went in, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe we scored. I had to wait until the camera zoomed away, Johnson leaning away to go, oh, that actually went in, because it didn't look like it did. And all the fans had a delayed reaction. So it was really odd to look at. And even the players were like, is that gone in? Is it? And the United players are like, what? How have we just conceded?
It was one of them, wasn't it? When you're kind of celebrating, but you're kind of almost like a little bit embarrassed. Like, oh, yeah, that's a typical like goal that we score in the final. But it's all good. They all count. They all count.
In.
Big up, Ray, man.
Morning.
Hope you're well, mate. And Paul Watkins then. Watkins supports Arsenal. No, are you related? But so
oh yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah, it looks like Morgan Gibbs-White is going to get done. What do you make on the number 6, Chonk?
The number 6, what? Signing a number 6.
Do you think we're getting anyone in?
I think we should get someone in. The matter if we will is a different. This is why when you mentioned Adam Wharton, I said if we signed him, wow. The only problem with Adam Wharton is Palace will not sell him. You said it. Wouldn't sell him for lower than 80 mil. Not a chance. That's their golden boy. And for all the shit which is going on with them at the moment, with the multi-ownership rules getting kicked out of the Europa League, they're not happy with stuff at the moment. They would not sell Wharton on the cheap. It would be very expensive. We'd have a much better chance of going to, Serie A or the Bundesliga to sign like a Konrad Lehmer or even a Kimmich would probably be able to get cheaper than Wharton. And that says it all. Generally, I think it'd be cheaper to go for someone like him.
I agree. I don't think we're going to sign Kimmich just because of his age, and we're still looking for that younger player, aren't we? We're signing players now. It seems to be getting into their prime, and Wharton's obviously not that; he's still young. But
25, 26.
I don't think we're going to sign Wharton, but we might, and we're going to find out how much money and how serious Spurs are. But for me, what about going in to Palace and offering 65 million to Basuma? Because Basuma don't want to leave the Premier League. And he kind of suits Palace, doesn't he? Basuma's kind of a Palace kind of player.
That's a really good point. We could do that. I think of that.
I know it's not as easy just saying, yeah, we'll have him, you have him. But I think Basuma would fit in at Palace and we could get maybe the price down.
Yeah.
It's worth offering, I think.
It's a good point. Because I have no bad bone with Basuma. I think he's a clumsy midfielder, but he tries his best. I haven't doing this right. I still think they'd ask for more. Simply because of that is their boy. That is their boy. It's different with West Ham because it's like he generally would be like us signing Jared Byrne from West Ham, in my opinion. It'd be the same kettle of fish. Just
especially if Palace lose Eze as well.
Yeah, but have you heard anything from that? Because You know, I haven't heard much. He's
No, it's
valued
gone
at
dead.
85 million, isn't he?
Well, he's got a buyout clause, hasn't he? Or is that ended?
He's got a buyout clause.
He has.
I didn't know that. Must
68 million, isn't it?
68 million for the buyout clause. Why has no one bloody paid it? I thought we paid it.
Hey, these buyout clauses, mate. Who knows?
Yeah, they're bloody nightmare.
Who knows? Rich Shea, big up, mate. Morning, chaps. Hope this Morgan Gibbs-White thing doesn't distract us and we end up with nobody else of note. Would be the ultimate in Levy distraction technique. Yeah, it would.
Yeah,
I kind of think that Levy hopefully isn't anything really to do with the transfers so much now. It seems like he's maybe stepped aside a little bit. Obviously, we don't know. But yeah, you'd think that Spurs would have other things going on, wouldn't you? But like I said earlier, last week, 2 bombers drop, 2 here we goes, Kudus, Morgan Gibbs-White, massive stadium naming rights deal, investment in the club, everything's looking rosy. And then suddenly we're midway through this week and we've still only signed Kudus. Nothing about the stadium naming rights, nothing about Morgan Gibbs-White. And then you're thinking, well, come on, Ed, what else are we doing? But
I think that it will get over the line eventually, Morgan Gibbs-White. I think we'll end up paying a bit more than we did. And we're not getting rid of Johnson. Corey, we're not getting rid of Johnson.
We're not selling him, Corey.
We can't sell Johnson. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I get why we want to sell Johnson, to be fair. Because at the end of the day, we've signed Kudus and we have got enough quality to replace him. But I can't agree with selling him this summer. He's got to have another season. He's our golden boy after what he did over the summer. We can't. Yeah. We're too attached. Yeah. He's a cult hero now. He's a cult hero.
He is a cult hero.
He is.
He's a cult hero. And I feel a little bit closer to him just because, and this is going to sound really silly, but I'm of an age where I watched his dad play. And his dad, David Johnson, was a really good striker for Ipswich and for Forest. I think there's a few other teams he played for as well. And it's at some point Spurs were linked with him, and I really wanted Tottenham to sign him. In the end, I think he only had really 1 or 2 good seasons, maybe a bit like Johnson, but different kind of player to Johnson. He was a striker, bit of a battering ram. But yeah, I always liked his dad, and I always wanted Spurs to sign him. So when we signed his son, I was more than happy. And I like him. Yeah, he's crap off the ball. He doesn't do a lot. He's lazy, but he scores goals. And
he's really good. Yeah. He is good inside the box. He's good inside the box.
He's a great finisher.
He's a great finisher. You can't doubt that. Like some of the finishes he does, just like I feel like we've been talking about Johnson for too long. It's because Corey boy keeps mentioning him.
Yeah, we blame Corey.
I just try to defend myself that I don't want to get rid of. Yeah, I don't want to get rid of him.
Yeah, I totally agree, Rich. Wharton looks a bit like a more physical character. He's special, yeah. I think Wharton has everything at such an early age. Like I said earlier, he's not scared to receive the ball in tight positions, good on the half turn, can drive with the ball, great passer. He's like your quarterback, isn't he? He's he's got a few weaknesses, but he's still young.
He's sort of player, if you have in your team, you just feel safer. Just your whole team feels safer. Like your transition to defense to attack is much smoother. Corey really doesn't like Johnson.
He doesn't like him at all.
He's good on the half turn, so he can transition the ball really fast. So you go from defense to attack really fast. Obviously, that's going to work less. Can't even think of the punctuation. It won't work as well, at Tottenham as it will at Palace because we're not as counter-attacking as Palace. But really good defensively, puts a tackle in, quick as well. He's quick. I like what Paul said, to be fair, about Palhinha. Because I think we should go for him. I forgot about Palhinha, and I think we should go for him.
Well, Lewis, we can get on pretty cheap as well. Like I say, both 70 million. For both, probably not even that much, to be honest. Trouble is, Palhinha, he's getting on for 30, isn't he? But he'd be a good sign-in for. I would sign one of them. I would probably go Palhinha, sign him, and then the likes of Archie learn off him. couple of seasons, and then maybe in a season or two, then we might be in a position to go for Wharton again. Trouble is, if we don't go for Wharton now, if we've got money and we don't go from now, someone else is going to go from, I can see him going to a Man City or Liverpool in 12 months. So for me, if we're going to go for Wharton, it has to be now.
Yeah, you will miss out on him. It's true.
Yeah,
that's so
exactly,
true.
right, man. The best chant in Tottenham football currently.
Oh, I love it.
David Johnson, the lad from Forest. Yes, yeah, good player.
Never see him play.
Up on YouTube, mate. There you go.
No,
but he's a good player. Johnson needs to be on the shoulder of a big mate. Yeah, he's a bit compared to Dave. Yeah, I like him. If only he had the bite and the tenacity of Craig Bellamy. I think that's all. You know what? I actually think that's all Johnson's missing is that little bit of nastiness in him. If he was a bit nasty, a bit of an arse, then I think he'd be twice the player. You see him sometimes trying to take a man on. He's like, oh, he's a bit big. I'm not going to get past him. Whereas Craig Bellamy would just be like, I'm getting past you, mate. If I don't get past you, I'll take you out.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think that's a lot of modern footballers now. They've lost that. A lot of them have. Too nice. Yeah. It's like before a game in the tunnel. It's all like giving each other hugs and kisses. Like, I get it, because a lot of them know each other, especially for like they've played in teams before, and like especially in the like playing for England, all the English players. But you want a bit of going out when you're playing, you want a bit of bite. You don't want them to be too nice to each other because you want to win.
Yeah, no, exactly. And Ian's right. Personally, not a fan of. What's that, mate?
No, I was going to say, I think that's why one of the reasons we beat United. We were horrible to them. Romero was horrible. Did you see it?
Romero is horrible. Yeah, he's
extra horrible.
Complete git. But we need more of that, and I think that's what Morgan Gibbs-White gives us as well. He's a bit of a git.
True.
Personally, not a fan of wingers that can't beat a man. No, I mean, but this is the thing now, isn't it? A lot of the game, I think wingers are slowly dying out of the game. Teams don't play 4-4-2 anymore when you've got two wide men. I think most teams play with a 4-3-3 or 4-2-1-3 or 4-1-2-3, and your wingers are pretty much in on the edge of the box, and they don't really go out wide and beat a man. I think that's more kind of a fullback thing now. But I think Kudus is going to do that for certain. Mm-hmm. He's more of an old school winger, isn't he?
Yeah, I can see.
Corey's not going to be invited to any Johnson party. I got a feeling. Mate.
Corey ain't going to be happy when Johnson's still here and he's playing.
Yeah.
I do get it, though. I do get it in a way. I do get it. Doesn't offer much sometimes. Very frustrating to watch.
Yeah. Richie saying, I think we need to break the bank for Wharton. Yeah, totally. Just do it. Razzle Dazzle, big up Razzle, saying, get the checkbook out. Nice, we need to get Wharton. I will see what I got on my account. I think I have probably got about £28 I can put towards it. I don't know what you got, Chunk. 12. Might make 40 between us.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Nice.
£40.
Morningside dancer. Yeah, of course. Corey boy, I wanted Adam when he was at Blackburn. I was told, speaking about it, I know. Yeah, a lot of people wanted him when he was at Blackburn, but it's one of those things, isn't it? He was a young player, and I was one of them. It was like, never heard of him. I'm not overly keen. Why would we sign a kid? But it's what teams do. They sign enough kids, and hopefully one or two of them make it. And I think that's what we're doing, aren't we? We've got Bergvall, we've got Gray, obviously Odebear, and we're hoping that one or two of them make it. And I think Bergvall probably will. I'm not sure about Gray, to be honest. But he's still young, plenty of time. Let's just see what his best position is first, because I don't think anyone knows what his best position is. I don't think he knows. No, I agree.
Yeah.
Johnson needs to be able to take a man, but couldn't take on a wet fart. No, but he can put the ball in the net. Johnson,
he can win the Europa League. That's what he can do.
Paul Watkins saying, surprised no one has been linked with Munoz from Palace. Had a great season. Yeah, I thought he was superb in the cup final.
No, he was. He's a
really good player. Really good player.
The engine on him.
Yeah, big up Perchy. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're well. Sad that I'm not going to see you Saturday, but I hope you're doing well, buddy. Corey boy coming back in after watching the Spurs legends. Can we ask Aaron Lennon to come out of retirement? Yeah, he still looked like in his 20s, didn't he, when he played in that game? And Defoe as well. Did you watch any of it?
I remember watching Defoe for Soccer A's. Bloody hell. I felt bad. I felt like he was the only one trying, but I don't think he was. I think he was just that good still.
He's so sharp. So sharp.
Why do you retire? He can still play easily.
Exactly. You forget what good strikers we had. Yeah, Defoe. Just, you know what? I wouldn't sound stupid, but if it come up breaking news that Spurs has signed Defoe on a 6-month contract, I'd be like, all right, let's stick him in, stick him on the bench, see what you can do. I wouldn't be against it. Yeah. How old is he now? He's in his 40s, isn't he?
43.
Is he?
44. Well, he played for Rangers, maybe 42. He's in his early 40s because he played for Rangers in the 22-23 season. 2 seasons. That was his last season, I think. And then he retired. And that would have been, nearly 3. That was been 3 years ago. And he was 39, 40 then. Like when he was playing for Sunderland in 16-17, he was about 34. So then he'd be about 44 then.
44, but still, he still do a better job than Richarlison. Let's be honest. No, he can. That's harsh on Richarlison, but
we do love Richie, but he should get sold.
He needs to go. Rayman saying, and then you've got Gary and Phil Neville leading Man United and Everton giving each other the dagger stares. Yeah, winners, exactly. True winners.
Yeah.
So dancers say, one of the reasons I loved Lamella. Yeah, Lamella was a nasty little bastard, but
he was horrible.
Loved him. the best Rabona in the Premier League as well. I
don't know where that came from.
Really sad. Lamella was sad. It was a sad case for Lamella because I actually really liked him, but he was always bloody injured, wasn't he?
He was always injured. So he was never 100%. When he was 100%, he was a very good player. He was, you could turn it on. I remember 15-16 was probably his best season. Season we finished third. That was probably his best season in the Spurs shirt. He was so elegant, good finisher as well, really good, technical as well. Could beat a man. Yeah. Wasn't necessarily that quick, but just dribbling wise, you could just it's all the stuff he'd do with his feet, just bloody hell.
Sometimes you watch him and sometimes you watch him running and he was going like stink, but he wasn't actually going anywhere.
I know.
He was running so quick. His arms and legs were going so quick, but he wasn't actually going anywhere. But I like Lamella. He was good. But maybe that's because we've got such crap wingers now that we will remember players like that and think, they were actually quite good. But,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, Spurs fan. Let's do a whip round.
Yeah, we could actually, couldn't we?
If everyone from the Spurs community put like £5 towards Adam Wharton, I reckon we could probably get 100 quid. Maybe a bit more. But people saying hello to each other. So I will send Gray back to Leeds on loan. I think for me that would be.
Yeah, could do.
That would be ideal. Send him somewhere on loan. He's not going to get a lot of game time, I don't think.
Thing is, though, what might happen here is that if you get too many players out, like last season, we just desperately need more players because we had so many, bloody injuries, and we send Archie Gray out on loan, and we get to January, and we're back at that stage again. We've got 22 injuries. We've got 8 players above the age of 18 who are fit. I'm not saying that's going to happen this season because I don't think it will, but I don't like saying
I
selling players because I'm scared of it happening again.
I don't think we can send him out on loan anyway, can we? Because I think, doesn't he have to be at Spurs for like 2-3 seasons to get the club trained? Because if they go somewhere else, then we lose the club trained. I think he has to be. If a young player joins, they have to be at Spurs for like 2 or 3 years before they get their club trained. And obviously, we are really low on club trained players currently, which is why I think we're going to be short in the Champions League and probably go with like a 22-man squad instead of a 25-man squad or whatever we have. But it's going to be interesting. But yeah, I think Gray will probably stay for that. Bring back Freddie Canute, another top striker. You don't remember Canute, do you?
No, I don't. As I said, do not remember Freddie Canute.
He was, again, look him up on YouTube. Some of the goals he scored. He wasn't like prolific. He wouldn't get you 20 goals a season. He would probably get you 12, but they would all be absolute bangers. You know, he was just crazy technical, really good technical player. I watched a Legends match with my granddad. That was a really good game, actually. I really enjoyed that.
He's 42.
Watkinson. Okay.
I'd
be 40. I'd be 42 again, mate. Boy, it's already been 9 years since little. Yeah, I know, that's sad. That's sad. Again, another reason why like Defoe is just such an absolute bloody legend.
I mean, I'm happy Sunderland are back up as well.
And they're spending money.
Proper club. Yeah, I hope they stay up. Really do. Don't think they will, but I hope they do stay up.
And we get to see Sunderland Newcastle again, which should be always nice. Razzle Dazzle said, I got a VIP trip to Spurs over a year ago, met Lennon after the match. Man, the manager come around the tables, spoke to everyone. Also met Pat Jennings, fair play. We've got to do that. What we have got to do, mate, is go to a Spurs Legends night.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm all ears.
So you know when they do like things at hotels and stuff and like social clubs or whatever, we go to one of them. Maybe get to like the '91 Cup final team or something.
Yeah, that'd be good.
You'd be like, Dad, who's that? I'll be like, it's Pat Van Den Houw, mate. What?
So I'm basically going for you at this rate if we're going to the '91 Cup final because I would play.
Well, yeah, 2008. It's just
13 years I was bored.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Rayman saying the thing about Gray is that he covers right back as well. He's supposed to best position as yeah, he does. He covers anywhere in defence, really, isn't he? But this is a problem. We just don't know where his best position is.
When he's played in that midfield role, he's young. I get it, but he's not been that good. Do you know what I mean? He's not been that great. Some of his best performances have been centre back. Some of them have, and you know. Yeah, which is frustrating. Yeah, we still don't know his best position. No one does. Even he doesn't. At this rate.
No, it's going to be interesting. Corey saying, give me the first touch, Mr. That touch that he did in the Legends game. I don't know if you saw it, Chong, when the ball coming in. He's just like, wow.
Yeah.
He's just, again, another one who's just absolute class still. And Robbie Keane as well. I mean, Robbie Keane's a bit of a chubber now, but still a top player. Rich saying, loving the show, genuinely smooth convo and class from both of you. Thanks, mate. Have to dash, but see you Saturday night. Yeah, big up, buddy. Take care and see you Saturday.
Yeah, have a good one. Look after him.
Be fine. I got to say, we're staying in the same room, I think, Rich. So yeah, it'd be interesting. I hope we don't fart or snore. Corey boy saying, Sunderland to stay up after this shit show club, and yeah, I'd love Forest to go down next season. I don't think they will. Do you know what I'd love? I'd love us to get Morgan Gibbs-White, and then I'd like us to go in there with a cheeky bid for like Murillo or one of their centre backs, and just be like, we'll have him as well. You know, we're taking who we want.
Yeah. Well, I think if Forest sell Gibbs-White and lose one of Murillo, they're not the same team they once were. They've already lost the Langer as well. It's not looking great. You know, they've not signed many players, have they?
They've signed a couple of Brazilians, haven't they? I think that I've never heard of. But
I mean, same with Brentford.
Brentford have. Brentford have obviously signed Jordan Henderson, which was a surprise, got to say, but I think he'd do okay for them. I just think if Forest were to go out and get a McAtee to take over from Morgan Gibbs-White, and then they need a winger now, I think they'd be fine. But I'd love their team to get stripped now, just because of their owner. You know, nothing wrong with Forest. One of my closest friends, a Forest fan, and you know, I've got nothing against them as a team. Just can't stand him. I think he, yeah. Oh, he was saying there was a video of Berbatov where they shoot balls at him from different speeds and he plucks a ball out of the air. Yeah, the guy's an absolute legend. I'll be doing that Saturday with people pinging footballs at me, and I'll just be bringing it out of the air. Yeah, bouncing off me, going over the fence, all sorts.
That doesn't surprise me. I expect nothing less. You know.
No. Yeah.
Because you played up until you were mid-40s, didn't you? And always.
I didn't.
Yeah. Your free kick success rate was 80%. Went in, didn't they? Something like that.
You know? You're taking the piss out of me. I know you are, but I was actually pretty deep in free kicks.
I never said you weren't. You get very protective of your free kicks.
If they had cameras back in the 90s, like, you know,
this is
like
why
fun cameras, then you would have seen many a good goal from this left peg. But yeah. It's all rumours. Big up, James. Hope you're well, buddy. Yeah, we're gonna end in 5 minutes, mate. Go for an hour. So let's talk about players going out quickly. Who do you think is going to leave Spurs out of like the first team squad?
I think one that's pretty nailed on at the moment, not because of any sort of like chatter, is Basuma, because Galatasaray or Fenerbahce want him and they like express interest in him, and I think he will go there. I think it's quite a perfect transfer. He's one of those where I think he would just go straight into. I'm not saying he's like Ndombele, he's not, but
hasn't he said he doesn't want to go to Turkey? He wants to stay he wants to either stay with Spurs or stay in the Premier League.
I have not heard that, so just ignore me. I'm chatting bollocks. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Out with him, mate.
But I do think he will go. Because we don't really need him now. Especially if Gibbs-White comes in, we don't need him, and we can still get 25 million from him. He's not a bad player. He's not a bad player at all. He's just mistake prone and can be a bit clumsy. But some games you watch him play and he plays really well. But it's frustrating because you don't get that every game. You don't. And he's always got a mistake in him. Like, he's a very clumsy tackler. The amount of penalties he gives away. He's one of those where whenever he's around the box, you're just like, oh God, just don't dive in. Don't dive in. Like Aurier, like watching Aurier. One of them.
He's got a red card in him as well, isn't it?
Yes, he does. Yeah. Discipline issue sometimes. You know. Yeah.
I can see best going to Palace. Yeah, I think so as well. That would be the perfect swap.
Yeah.
But Sava is live at 10:30. I will be finishing at 9:30. Get myself ready for watching a bit of Sava, and I am doing a show with Luke from Spotlight on Spurs, which will be recorded, and I will be bringing that out later on this evening. Hopefully no news breaks between them, because if it does, it kind of makes the show a bit pointless. But yeah, so I will be doing a show with Luke from Spotlight on Spurs called The State of Spurs. It is the second episode. I've already done one episode. It was with Alan from Tottenham Logic TV. So if you haven't seen that, go over, check it out. Charlie, I'm going to leave it there, mate.
No worries, I'll do
an hour, and I have. But thank you all for joining me, guys. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. As I've said before so many times, if it's not for you guys in the chat, getting involved, it really is pointless, because you are literally just talking to yourself otherwise. So big love to all of you. Much appreciated. Keep liking, keep subscribing. Help me get to that 1,000. I'm getting closer and closer. And I will see you next Monday for the next breakfast with Pure Coys. I will be no doubt doing something with the two Marks over the next couple of days as well. And hopefully maybe do a few lives from Savas if he lets us. Have a good one, guys. Thanks, Charlie, for joining me, mate. Much
No
appreciated.
worries.
And
Cheers, Dad. Cheers for everyone on the chat as well.
I'll see you a bit later, mate.
Yeah, I'll see you a bit later.
Uni stuff, mate.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining us, guys. And as always, stay positive, stay poised, and stay pure Coys.
Brought us joy at the beautiful lake.